It's that time of the week again. Not Sunday, I know. Sorry, we're doing this Saturday today because a few reasons really. Mainly because I've been out at the father-in-law's, had a beer or two already, and tomorrow I'm brewing. I was supposed to do it today. I was supposed to brew this morning, but I just couldn't. I had other things to do, so I just couldn't. What am I doing? Well, I'm going to be brewing the vacant gesture. Again, I know I keep doing the vacant gesture, but this time I'm using Sabro. I've got shitloads of Sabro, and I'm not a big fan of coconut really, but I've only ever had Sabro with others hops. So, well, obviously I'm having it with Challenger in this, but it's going to be the standalone hop really, isn't it really? I mean, Challenger does its little bit, the bittering and a little bit of earthiness, etc. But mostly it'll be the Sabro on its own. So I'm going to really make a big effort to see if I like it, because I've got shitloads of it and I really need to do something about that. Gotta have a beer though as well. This is the Kolsch. I know it's still quite hazy. It's clearing reasonably for what? 3 days kegged. Not bad. Taste wise, oh, lovely, absolutely lovely. It's well carbonated. I don't know if you can see that flying up the glass there. Yeah, look at that. Well carbonated, nicely flavoured. It's not heavy. I am getting the carbonic acid flavours a bit. A little bit of lace in there, as you would expect from, say, like a lager or a Kolsch. There's just the clarity's the bit that needs to happen. I don't think I'm going to get the time with this because this is just going. It's the only keg I have on, so it's going down a bit too quick. So, right, today I really wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about the BrewTubers that inspired me. Now, these are the BrewTubers I watched kind of before I started all grain, that got me excited about getting all grain and getting a shed and starting this whole expensive palaver. Yeah, thanks guys. You're the ones that cost me a fortune. No. So now these I've actually got a list. I didn't realise how long it was going to be. I thought this would be nice. I'll do the few people I used to watch. Those that... right, let me set the parameters here. So these are BrewTubers that were brewing and doing videos before I started. Not that we're doing it started around the same time. So because of this, the likes of, say, Rusty, Hapless, Red Dog, Big Banana, I'm ruling them out because they were, I kind of consider them my peers, so to speak, doing it at the same time. People that I chat with now, people that I have shared days out with, I'm ruling those out. These are the ones that before I really started myself. I just look back, it's been 5 years I've been doing this, the BrewTube. I mean, my channel's a bit longer, but that was gaming. So 5 years I've been doing this, so these are the 5 years ago sort of people. I mean, around 5-6 years ago is when I started, but the very first video I got round to doing was 5 years ago. It's nearly 6, but yeah. Anyway, so these are in alphabetical order, so it's not like I'm ranking people or anything, and so the parameter is people I watched then, literally before anybody else, and that I would watch regularly, not people that I just caught a video of and moved on. Mostly British, I'll be honest. There's a couple American, Canadian, New Zealand. I don't have an Australian, but sorry, a Dutch. So So we'll start the very first. Ant Rog. If you don't know Ant Rogerson, it used to be the German brewery, and I think it was Ant Rogerson before that. Ant Rog, he was the very first person I contacted to send beer mail to. Problem is, I didn't have a Facebook address for him or anything. The only way I could contact him was through YouTube Messenger, and he really struggled. YouTube Messenger was always a bit shit, so it took a while before he saw it. So it took a while to arrange for me to send a beer to him. So anyway, yeah. So Ant Rog was the very first person I contacted about brewing, and he's also the person whose partner, I don't think it's his wife, it could be his wife, could be his girlfriend, I'm not sure. I think they got married now, haven't they? I remember actually, yes. I remember he got married. So his wife now, she's the one that gave it the title of the Bible for the Great Hughes book. So, yeah, Ant Rog was first. Wait, on the list, because I say alphabetical order. Basic Brewing. If you don't watch Basic Brewing, what are you doing? You must have seen Basic Brewing. Now, they're still going. They're a classic double act. It's like Little Large, Morecambe and Wise, the two Ronnies. They're brilliant. I love them. A couple of American guys. One guy obviously worked in production and media beforehand, and so they're pretty well set. They're well-made videos. So Basic Brewing, love them, always have. Beer by the Numbers. He's a guy who's been doing videos. I'd say as long as me, if not maybe a couple of years before me, and his videos are very well put together. They're very well put together. He does a voiceover. You're looking at video footage of stuff, but he's not really a brewer. So apart from him, pretty much everyone I've gone for are home brewers. So I haven't taken mainstream brewers who do videos and such like that. So there's no like BrewDog and stuff like that. So yeah, Beer by the Numbers is probably the only one I would say I put in here who isn't actually a brewer that I know of. He maybe does. I've not seen a video that he does. Beer Lover TV. Wow, he was back in the day. I mean, he made a comeback recently, about 5-6 months ago. He's moved house and stuff, and things. You know how life goes. Things get on top of you, and you stop doing the videos, and things stop. He was doing lots of. He got a grandfather. Did reviews. He's a very good reviewer. He really gets down to the real nitty gritty of when he does his reviews and the minutiae of things. Really. Sorry about that noise. If that was putting you off, I'll turn that off. That was my fan heater. Yeah, he kind of, and then he started doing things like hoovers and microwaves. So, and then he tailed off and finished after that. But then made a comeback. So, Beer Lover TV, well worth going back and looking at all these people. I really do suggest you, if you've not heard of these, hunt them down, watch them. It's good. It's good TV. Ish. Brad Smith, obviously. Bear Smith. The people he's had on his shows, the who's who of American brewing, really, if not brewing worldwide. Brewmaster Ben, what can I say? It's Brewmaster Ben. He's the quintessential homebrew channel in this country, I would say. Just the guy who's set the standard for homebrewing videos in the UK, I suppose. If you've not seen Brewmaster Ben, then where the hell have you been? Right, Cheshire Homebrew, still going strong. I think he's Mancunian. Well, it's obviously from Cheshire, but I think he's a Mancunian guy. He does a lot of. He's been going for years, and a lovely guy by the sound of it. I've not met him. I've not really interacted with him much, but his videos comes across as a lovely guy and does everything we do. Homebrew Chris. Now, this was the biggest shock for me. I mean, I know Chris. I know Chris reasonably well. Not great. I mean, I've travelled with him. I've visited him. I've been out with him on sessions. He wanted to stop, so he stopped brewing. Sold all his equipment. I'm guessing for health issues, really. He really needed to get away from it, he felt. So he did. But the real sad part is it looks like he's deleted his channel, or at least, excuse me, I don't know what the word for it is really. Put it into privacy mode. It's no longer available, which I've only just noticed today whilst researching this. So, sorry Chris. It's a shame because I really miss watching your videos. I do like to go back now and then and watch them. Cydermeister. Now, Cydermeister was a guy. He was the guy who won my 100 subs video. I did a 100 subs video competition. He won. I sent him some bits and pieces, some yeast, and I was going to send him a copy of the Bible because I had to at the time. And he's like, no, he's do another thing for that because obviously he's a bit. I was like, yeah, you want this book? Yeah, no, mate. Look, I've got it. I've done it. Seen it. Peach spent at Cydermeister. He sent me a couple of ciders a year or so later. Wow, this guy's cider making this level. Everyone else, my level is here. You know, like down here. A decent homebrewers with press and everything, with proper apples and that, they're about here. He's definitely up there. So if you ever go check him out, if you want to make cider, Cydermeister's the man. Craig Neuberger. Ah, man, Craig. Love Craig. He's the inspiration for the way I do this channel now, the way I do these videos. He did a video, he comes and goes. He used to be in on the Zooms and everything. I'd watched him before. Really big into his Kolsch's. So cheers, Craig. Inspired me for Kolsch. Seems like a lovely guy. Check him out. His videos are all up. Crew Wolf. Who doesn't know Matt Warburton? Legendary brewer. Had spent a day with him at BrewTube first meetup, chatted, shared a few beers, got pissed, had a good time. Done the old smash offs with him, cracking guy, which he won. I came third, he came first. Yeah, Crew Wolf. He was going before me, long time. So he was one of the guys I used to watch as well. Dan ABA. Now, Dan ABA is an American guy. Now, I kind of used to watch him because he was doing off-the-wall stuff with like sours, wild yeast, things like that. He got into Quake and stuff, which obviously inspired me. So, Dan ABA, there's stuff there. Frank's Homebrew 77. Now, he's a buddy of Big Banana, obviously, Stephen Burton, but I think Frank's been doing his video channel for I just remember watching all his videos over the time. His bar builds in his garage, his brewing in his kitchen on his pot, with his pot on his stove top brewing. Yeah. Gary James. Now, probably not many will know Gary James if you don't have a grandfather, but when I was first looking to get a grandfather, Gary James was the first person in the UK, and probably anywhere, doing videos long before David Heath. By the way, he's not on the list. He's not. I never used to watch him. He got his the same time as me. So Gary James was the first guy with the grandfather. Lots of interesting tips and that because he was the very early adopter. Yeah, but then he kind of just disappeared once he got started. Now we're getting into another of about the same. But he is one of Brewmaster Ben's peers, friends, and beer shares with is Hamworth Homebrew. Where would you be without Hamworth Homebrew? And his plastic bucket boiling. Wow. These guys were making the beers with just, like elements in plastic buckets and stuff, and he was in there and, yeah, knocking them out. Him and Ben and that, they were like early adopters of the modern stuff, kind of. Another great channel. He made a slight comeback about a year ago or something, but I think he did like 2 videos. But yeah, he was doing like he'd do like a load of beer up and have like a beer festival at his house with all his friends, with all his beers, but they'd be in like boxes and bottles and kegs and that. Fantastic. Harry Brew 69. What is there to say about Harry? Home brewer extraordinaire to entrepreneurial brewmaster. Yeah, we all obviously watch Harry, I guess. Home Bay Brewery. Excuse me. Now he's Dutch, and he seems to. Now, politely put it, he seems to be getting loaded, because the times he's swapped out, he'll have a BrewMeister 50 litre, then he'll sell it and buy something else, and then come back with 30 litre, and then swap it for something else, and then something else. But his brew videos are top notch. He obviously he has all good tech and stuff, and he does the videos. Lovely to watch. Go watch. His kegerator is a beauty in itself. So good he has it in his living room, or certainly did. Who else was there? Homebrew Mick. Now, and that's what his channel's called now. I think he's changed the name of it, I'm sure. Probably I'm wrong. But Mick Martin, he's been going, wow, he's been going as long as the rest of them, really. He's there with Homebrew, with Harry Brew and Ben and all the Hanworth and all. He's been going that long. He has. He's been doing the videos. I don't know if he's still got all the videos up that he did, because I know he suddenly quit and sold everything, but then he's now making a nice comeback there with the grandfather. I don't think he's happy with the conical. I think he's selling the conical, but he's got the grandfather sorted. So yeah, Mick Martin, check him out. He's done everything, seen everything, pinched it, spent it. Hoverdog. Hey, Rafa Benitez. What can I say? Just watching his build, the massive build he did. He's got the canopy, the industrial canteen canopy, with his 3 pots and stuff. Great to watch. I got the impression he didn't drink as much, because he seemed to have just like stacks of cases of beer that he'd brewed, but had never actually got around to drinking much, but he'd keep doing another brew. Yeah, check Hoverdog out. Hunt Tube Zero. Who the fuck's he, I hear you say? Well, that's the very first channel, or the first channel that's still going, that I've found of New to Homebrew Tom. Yeah, Hunt Tube Zero. And on there is his early stuff. Things like making banana wine and that. I mean, I'm not going to bring up now, later, the New to Homebrew Tom. I mean, you know New to Homebrew Tom. If you know Harry, you know New to Homebrew Tom. Them two, just like Laura and Hardy. Well, I don't mean they're like comedies, but they're a duo. They play off each other and riff off each other really well. But separately, they're great in themselves. So probably 2 Ronnies is not far off. Maybe more 2 Ronnies, I suppose. Except they're both about 6 foot tall each, so maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, New to Homebrew Tom. Otherwise, as I knew him as, what did I call it? What was it called again? Hunt Tube Zero. Yeah, Hunt Tube Zero. So if you've seen all New to Homebrew Tom stuff, and you don't see his early stuff, look out Hunt Tube Zero. That's Hunt Tube with just a 0. Ian Carroll, Bly Spirit Brewery. Absolutely lovely man. He's not around as much, but it was nice to see you comment on my channel last week, so Hope you keep well, Ian. His channel always interesting. Always got something to say. I did have, as I said, the videos have disappeared a bit now, as they have. Norfolk Hillbilly, Clive Sillis. Wow, that man has so much stuff that he has to find more sheds to put them in. The Shedmeister's channel, that's what it should be called, not an Norfolk Hillbilly, because it should be called Shedmeister, because he must now have like 3-4 sheds just full of stuff that he was keeping, just to put together his brewery. Brilliant stuff, always loved watching him. Now we're going over to Canada. Now, Sam Larkman. Sam, another one who was a pair with, he was always on the videos and the Zoom meetings with Harry and Tom. Sam. I have been on Zooms with him myself, I believe, I think. If my memory serves me back far enough. Great watching his videos, the brewing stuff he's done. Things like, I'm sure he did one with like just a shitload of, what's those rainbow sweets? Just loads of fucking candy and made beer out of it and stuff. Good to watch. He's made some great videos in his time. Big Secure. Secure TV. A Big Secure. I mean, just his intro with his little video at the start is brilliant. Tune he did. On top of the fact that he did all his beer videos, and then the video he did where he's taking the piss, doing the impression of Brewmaster Ben, spot on. Yep, great. Scoosy67. Now, I don't know really what to say about Scoosy. He was another one, a pair of them at that time. Tom, Harry, Sam, like Clive was in there as well, the likes of that. Scoosy was in there, but he did a load of videos, and then he just faded away. But I was really into him at the time. Steve the Sneak Molson, what can I say? He's been around. He was the very first person who sent beer to me. Mr. Molson. I think he's the first person I sent beers to. Is Mr. Molson. I know I said that Ant Lodge was the first I contacted to send beers, but as I say, with YouTube Messenger being the only way to contact and the issues with it, I think Steve Molson was the first person I actually got in touch with to send beers to, who sent beers back to me. He is the master of sneaking stuff past the missus. Yeah. All Farts Brewery, Jim Payne. Very much missed. Absolute legend of a brewer. His just, put it together, botch it, try it, make your own. The Cydermeister he built. The man was a legend, absolute legend. If you've not seen his, definitely go back and check his channel. Absolute great, watchable, enjoyable TV, really. Time for another one. Sadly missing, Mr. Paul Wickstead, New Zealand brewer, and he was one person I was absolutely in awe of watching his videos. His knowledge, it wasn't just his knowledge, but it was the way he approached the subject. His curiosity, his always ready to want to know more, to understand what's going on and stuff. Watch his channel. Brilliant guy, wonderful brewer by the sounds of it, and apparently he's a wonderful guy. Tony Howard. Tony. This man is, Mr. Belgian. If you want to know about Belgian brewing, ask Tony. Tony knows. He's been going for a long time. I met him a couple of times, spent time with him, had beers with him. Another absolutely lovely guy. Wonderful. Tony Yates. Now, he's the American guy who lived in Norway and doing absolute wonderful brew video. I think it was Northern Brew he's called. I think he's called Northern Brewer. Something like that. Tony Yates' channel. Cracking stuff. Absolute mental setup he had. Top quality setup he had at the time. I don't know if he's still doing the brewing. His channel seems to be starting to do more like music video, him with the guitar and singing and stuff in locations. Pardon me. But yeah, you got back and check him out. Tube Dino Homebrew. Dino. Love him. Dino. Yeah, you got to sit like this for an hour with your beer. I mean, he must have arms of steel, because he'll go through a whole video just holding the glass like this, full, just rotating and watching while you do it. But I love Dino. Dino is an admin on BrewTube. He's one of the two Southern Hemisphere admin we have to the BrewTube channel, and he's got a great sense of humour. I love that guy. He's a funny guy. Love him to bits. And to be an admin alongside him, he's just like, wow. Because he's one of those guys where you join his channel and you get a message thanking you for joining his channel. And it was like, wow, mate, you have like thousands of subscribers. I know it's an automated, but the fact he set that up, even if it is automated or maybe not, that's a sign of Dino. He's a lovely guy. Uncle Jonah. Now, he's another one. Hanworth, Brewmaster Ben. They all seem to live around the same area. Met up with each other or passed beers to each other and stuff in the old days. I say old days, make something like 40 years. I'm only talking like maybe 6-7 years ago. Then he went off the scene and he's come back again. I mean, he has his health issues. I know he's go to his channel. He has his problem with the big C, but he's getting through and he's still doing videos, beer reviews. Yep, he's there. And finally, the last one I want to mention on that I can remember, Yorkshire Homebrew, Tony Bramman. Now, his shed build, me and my son, my eldest, as he is now, we sat and watched those videos through in awe. We loved it. I mean, that was a hell of a video series. It was brilliant. We loved it, his shed build, and I am still so envious of that shed. So yeah, Tony inspired me to get a shed. Sadly, as things stand, I do not have the ability to build the shed like he did, nor did I have the resources to buy one as big as he built. So anyway, that's that. So those are the ones that I know there's a few missing from my own list, my own memory. Here I can't either find their channel, or because I may have deleted it because it turned out I didn't like what they were doing at a point, or just it got deleted somehow, or they deleted it, whatever, and I can't find them or remember them. But it's not the full list, I suppose I'd like to say, but those are for me the brewers that started me on this journey of making beers and having a shed with the whole palaver. I mean, I could have just stayed doing it in buckets and just quietly on my own, just do the odd kit here and there. But yeah, those are the guys that helped me on my journey that I'm on with brewing, which has ended up with a shed, with a geezer, hand pull, the grandfather system, and everything that is, and me drinking this Kolsch right now. Thanks, you bastards, you cost me a fucking fortune. So, been half an hour, and I think we'll leave it at that. If you got this far, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.